folks, my name is Mark. This is Why I Hate the World. My peoples, where you at? Haven't made a video in a little while, but now I'm getting back into it. This is what we're working on right here, my big, disgusting image of horrible monsters that we're going to be coloring. It's probably going to take us a year to do this, but let's jump right into it. So what better video to get back into the swing of things than to talk about Elon Musk and Donald Trump, my two least favorite people in the entire world. I would much rather be talking about anything than these two assholes, but this is the world we live in, and we gotta deal with it, right, folks? So what the fuck is going on with these two morons? Well, there has been a very public falling out between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Elon Musk has left the employ of the federal government, if he was ever actually employed. He, of course, was running Doge and illegally cutting programs. Remember, everything that Doge did is totally fucking illegal. He should be in jail for that shit, but of course, he's the world's richest man, so he gets to get away with it. And since he has been severed from Donald Trump's side, he's gone on to talk shit about Donald Trump's big, beautiful spending bill, which, if it actually passes through Congress, will be the end of democracy. That'll be it. But that's a subject for another video. Anyway, Donald Trump and Elon Musk are feuding, talking shit about each other, and Donald Trump is saying, oh, he's just pissed because I undid the California EV mandate, which I don't understand how the fuck they can do that, but that's also a subject for another video. And Elon Musk has decided to go scorched earth. So let's take a look at what he tweeted. Time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason why they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT, which is, of course, Donald Trump's initials. So yeah, that's a pretty big fucking thing. But, of course, this seems to be backfiring on Elon Musk. Most specifically, this has caused Tesla stock to go down again, which I just think is fucking hilarious. At this point, I'm not sure how Tesla recovers because Elon Musk has completely destroyed Tesla's reputation. Let's not forget that Tesla's main customer base were essentially white liberals in California. Those were the people who were buying, electric vehicles and stuff like that. And he's completely destroyed his reputation with those people. And now that he's feuding with Donald Trump, conservatives aren't going to buy Teslas anymore either, not like they were to begin with anyway. So who's going to buy their cars? This has caused Tesla stock to go way down, which if you actually have some spare money, I would recommend buying it because it's not like it can go any lower. So anyhow, the fact that Elon Musk is losing cash has maybe factored into his decision to delete these tweets. So I've got here an article from the New York Post, which I apologize in advance for submitting you to the New York Post. Elon Musk deletes tweet claiming Trump was in the Epstein files and first sign of feud de-escalation. This is literally like 24 hours later, which kind of shows that the kind of pressure that Elon Musk is under, most likely from his shareholders, to get out of trouble with the public because they are losing money. And please remember, that's the only reason why Elon Musk is de-escalating. It's not because he likes Trump. It's not because he likes Doge. It's not because he likes the power that he had in Doge or anything like that. No, the only reason is because he's losing money. And so now he realizes, oh, I should probably just sit back and shut the fuck up. So that way people forget what a fucking imbecile I am, and then maybe they'll want to buy my dumb fucking cars again. And somehow, I don't think that's really gonna work. Not in the short term. I mean, maybe after 4 or 5 years, people forget. But I'm pretty sure he already burned his reputation with both liberals and conservatives. I don't see who the fuck is shopping for Teslas, but that's besides the point. Let's read through a little bit of this. Washington, Elon Musk has taken down his tweet claiming President Donald Trump was implicated in the still unreleased Jeffrey Epstein files, and a first sign of de-escalation since the Titanic blow-up between the powerful men this week. And then it talks about the tweet that we just read, Let's scroll down. Let's not forget, folks, here goes Donald Trump hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein in the I think this is actually the early 2000s here, because he's got Melania or whatever. I think it's this is like 2005, this picture, something like that. In February, the DOJ released more than 100 pages of Epstein's phone contacts and flight logs related to sex trafficking charges against the financier, once a friend of powerful politicians like President Bill Clinton, businessmen such as Bill Gates and Trump himself. Epstein's former lawyer came out on Thursday to dispel any rumors that the president was implicated. This is his lawyer here. I was hired to lead Jeffrey Epstein's defense as his criminal lawyer 9 days before he died. Attorney David Shohen posted on Twitter. He sought my advice for months before that. I can say authoritatively, unequivocally, and definitively that he had no information to hurt President Trump. I specifically asked him. Oh, you specifically asked the guy who made his living by blackmailing people, right? That he was not blackmailing or didn't have any blackmail material on Donald Trump. You specifically asked him and he said no. Gee, how trustworthy. White House aides have noted the president's association with Epstein will likely resurface in a fuller release of files, but don't believe any alleged wrongdoing by Trump will be revealed. And just to let you guys know as an aside, no wrongdoing by Trump will be revealed because he is the president. He is the current president. He gets to control what gets revealed. There is no way that they will release any evidence at all. If that evidence exists, it will be destroyed. Please keep that in mind. And we know this evidence exists. They have testimony from people like Richard Wolff that say they've seen photos of Donald Trump with women of questionable age who are half naked with their breasts hanging out and shit like that. We know this shit exists. We know this material exists. We know that there is evidence that Donald Trump has done questionable things with young women in the presence of Jeffrey Epstein. It will never come out. We lost the chance of that coming out when Donald Trump became president. People, please understand that. So anyway, this basically goes on to talk about how they're feuding and all this other shit, blah, 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 blah. Epstein and the future president were photographed and videotaped together attending parties in the 90s, and Trump told New York Magazine in 2002 that his acquaintance was a terrific guy who likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. And that's the thing about Donald Trump, is that he doesn't even hide it, okay? He doesn't even hide it, and this is actually true. You know, there are videos of him partying with Epstein. I actually have a video of that right here. Let's make this a little smaller so that my channel does not get 86'd. And then let's maximize this. This was on MSNBC. Let's watch Donald Trump hanging out at a party with Jeffrey Epstein.
Of a Mar-a-Lago party shows Trump giving Epstein his personal attention.
Remember, this is at Mar-a-Lago. So Trump is hosting the party. Epstein is hanging out there and bringing the girls, okay? You can't claim that, oh, I didn't know him or I didn't hang out with him or whatever, and I didn't know what he was into, when he's bringing the chicks to your party that you're hosting and you're sitting there right next to him fucking laughing, all right? Because that's Donald Trump's go-to defense whenever he gets caught doing something bad. Oh, I didn't know that guy. Oh, he's brand new. Oh, he was just there to bring us coffee. Now, doesn't work here. Let's continue.
The footage, shot in November of 1992, before Trump opened the resort as a club, shows the future president surrounded by cheerleaders for the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins, capturing Trump's fun-loving bachelor lifestyle for an appearance on Faith Daniels' NBC talk show.
We're going to get great ratings in your show.
Trump is surrounded by women as music blares in the background. After a while, Trump goes to greet 3 new guests, among them the financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Come on in. Go inside.
More than a
Dun, dun, dun.
decade before his guilty plea on state prostitution charges. Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man, and
I don't know if you guys noticed that little dance that Trump did right there. It's the same one that he still does when he's at rallies and shit. It's It's like this man stopped growing in like 1992 and just has never like progressed mentally since then. Right? It's like he's living like it's 30 years ago and shit, and is just like, I don't know. It's kind of pathetic and disturbing that somebody who is so stunted mentally gets to be a man that has so much wealth and power, right? But that's kind of besides the point. That's just my own little observation. I just want to mention again right here, this is it. This is the actual video, him hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. And they're sitting there looking at girls, commenting on him and shit like that. Let's continue.
And telling Epstein about the cameras. Though exactly what they say is difficult to understand as they discuss the women and their appearances, Trump gestures to one and appears to say to Epstein, "Look at her back there. She's hot." And then Trump says something else into Epstein's ear that makes him double over with laughter. But as the president said...
And there you go, folks. That's the thing. It's like you can't claim that he didn't know him. You can't claim that they weren't friends. You can't claim that, oh, I got rid of him after blah, blah, blah because of this or that. No. No, they hung out. And you don't hang out with somebody like Jeffrey Epstein and not know what that guy is into. Okay? No, he definitely fucking knew. He definitely knew the crazy, illegal, and disturbingly sickening shit that Epstein was doing with underage women. He definitely fucking knew. And this is why the allegations of Trump being in those Epstein files is 100% believable. Okay? Because we know Donald Trump is the kind of person who would partake of the kind of things that Epstein was selling. If you get my drift. He's exactly the kind of person who would fucking do it. The thing is, Donald Trump has a history of sexually assaulting and abusing and doing all kinds of bad shit with women, up to and including rape. That he does. He has a history of this. Okay, first off, we know that the guy's like a philanderer. He's been married 3 times already. He's cheated on every single one of his wives. I mean, shit. He got convicted criminally for his role in covering up the Stormy Daniels payoff, if you guys remember. And if we lived in a universe that had any sense of justice, he'd be in fucking prison for that. Okay. Somehow, Republicans still wanted to elect him to become fucking president, even though he was convicted criminally of that, and should be in jail. So let's not forget that part. He has repeatedly dragged his feet on releasing information about Epstein and releasing the Epstein files and things like that. When Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested, he came out in front of the cameras and said, "Oh yeah, I know her well. I wish her well," and all that other stuff. It's like, yeah, that's not something you say to somebody that you're trying to distance yourself from, or that you didn't know what they were doing. Of course he fucking knew about it. He had a highly public affair with Karen McDougal. He had to pay $88.3 million to E. Jean Carroll for fucking raping her in the 1990s. Read the account of what actually happened, right, about that. Read the account of what E. Jean Carroll says about that. If that's not fucking rape, then I don't know what is. He's been held civilly liable for that. Okay, so you can say that and not have to worry about him like suing you for slander or some shit, because that's what was proven in a court of law. He is civilly liable for doing that to fucking E. Jean Carroll and had to pay her millions and millions of dollars for that. There's been at least 25 other women who have accused Donald Trump of sexual assault, up to and including rape, since the 1970s. Just one after another. How many other cases are out there of women that he's paid off and that they had to sign non-disclosure agreements and they just haven't come forward because they know that they'll lose all kinds of money if they speak up about Donald Trump? How many of them are out there that we don't know about? I mean, this guy started out his fucking presidential campaign with the fucking Access Hollywood grab him by the pussy tape. So he's out and open. We know this is the kind of person that Donald Trump is. So when you hear about this kind of thing, it's 100% believable. And anybody out there who's claiming otherwise is like part of the fucking cult. You know, just because you're running around with a red hat, fucking, no, he's completely innocent. This is all fake news. Fuck you. It is not fake news. If it's fake news, then release the Epstein files. That's the thing. Donald Trump could exonerate himself in 5 minutes. He's the president. He gets to decide what is classified and what isn't. Okay? He's filled the FBI with lackeys and sycophants who will do whatever the fuck he wants. So if he said to release the Epstein files, then they would release the fucking Epstein files. And then he could prove to us that he has nothing to do with it. But he won't do that. You know why? Because he's in those fucking files. If he isn't, then release him. How come he won't fucking release him? There's only one reason why he wouldn't release them. Like, why? Why? Epstein is dead. Ghislaine fucking Maxwell is in prison. It's not like they need these tapes in order to prosecute anybody. I mean, if they were going to, how come they're not doing that? How come they're not taking people like Bill Gates and Bill Clinton or whatever and throwing them in jail if they have evidence that they fucking were like getting down with like, you know, preteen girls and shit on Epstein's Island? How come they're not doing that? How come they're not bringing any cases up? It's because Donald Trump is there. And if they went to go arrest Bill Clinton, if they went to go arrest Bill Gates or Prince Harry or anybody else who we know also had dealings with Epstein, then questions would start arising about, well, what about Donald Trump? And that's why no one is touching this, because Donald Trump is the president and he's telling them not to. We know that he has something to do with it. We know he's in there and he doesn't want his name to get out in connection with Epstein, because it will ruin all of this shit that he's built with MAGA or whatever. So, and let's also not forget, folks, that Elon Musk is also a piece of shit who's been accused of sexual assault by several women and has been accused of paying women off and shit like that for, you know, various uncouth things that he's done. He's been accused of by different women. So let's not forget, you know, Elon Musk is also a giant piece of shit here. So it's not like I'm taking Elon Musk's side in any of this. But just because he's also guilty doesn't mean that Donald Trump is somehow innocent, right? Let's not forget that, okay? They're both pieces of shit. Neither one of them should have the access to money and power that they have. Neither one of them should be anywhere close to the White House. But they are, because Republicans have put these fucking idiots in charge. And that's how I'm going to end this. That's my last little comment. The reason why this shit is happening is because of Republicans. It's not like we didn't know the kind of person that Donald Trump was or who Elon Musk was or anything like that. Republicans wanted them to be in power. Republicans voted for them, put them in power, and now we're dealing with the consequences. Now we're dealing with the fact that these two assholes are turning our country into a fucking laughingstock because Republicans just want to be racist. That's the real fucking reason. Anyway, folks, it's all fucked up. Please do not give Elon Musk your money. Please remember that Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Please put pressure on your elected officials to release the Epstein tapes. Everybody stay cool, stay safe, and I will talk to you all later. Adios.
Hello folks, if you like what I do and you want to support the channel, please consider buying something from my Etsy shop, supporting me on Patreon, liking and subscribing, and checking me out across my social media links listed below. Thank you all so much, and see you next time.